If you like making people laugh, don't cut your audience in half. Alleged comedian Jim Gaffigan has expressed regret over losing Trump supporters due to his arrogant comments. Somehow they thought he was insulting them when he clearly was insulting them. Back in 2020, Jim trashed Trump online and lashed out on anyone who defended him. Now, in a recent podcast, I guess Jim feels kind of bad about it.
I regret that people think that I was criticizing people that support Trump. That was never the intention. It was, I regret someone said, like, now I can't follow you anymore. And I would kind of said F you to them. There are true diehard Trump fans that, probably enjoyed my comedy that because they feel so passionately will never forgive me.
Because you're so positive and influential in everybody's life, and you're apologist. Dagan, he doesn't get it. It wasn't about disagreement over personal beliefs, but rather the nasty way he dismissed Trump voters as less than moral. They weren't as moral as him. He was at this moral high ground. The problem is there's no ticket sales in woke moral high ground. So that apology was weaker than Charlie Hurd after 3 push-ups.
Wow.
Sorry. Wow. I'm not throwing a dig at a woman with child, a man with connections to the law, or Dagan. So, just a process of elimination. Process of elimination.
You want a contest here?
You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that.
No, I really don't.
You don't want to do that. There's nothing worse than a joke and then making it true to life. So, but all joking aside, I respect and love you, one farmer to another, even though you're an aspirin. They don't get it, right? They make the insults, Dagan, and they do this, and then they realize that, wow, I don't have any fans coming to my shows. So now, all of a sudden, they're like, but it's not even an apology. It's kind of like, oh, well, until it's good for me again, until CNN starts paying higher booking prices, we're just going to start walking over to Fox News. And we've seen a lot of it, Kat. We've seen a lot of people that were so anti, and now they're like, hey, is there any seats available over there at Gutfeld?
So Greg Gutfeld put on X like the last day or two. It was a photo of like Colbert and Kimmel and those other just hideously unfunny people who are all losing to Gutfeld, ! And I thought that Gaffigan is worried about being included in that toilet soup. That he's like, if I'm on that list, I am a comedian underneath, like somewhere below J. Edgar Hoover and Nikita Khrushchev in terms of being funny. So he's worried about his legacy.
You dance with the devil and you don't want to pay it? Like, Charlie, I don't understand.
First of all, but hold on. J. Edgar Hoover was pretty funny. Those high heels, they were hysterical.
Didn't he accuse people of communism and ruin lives and families?
Yeah.
Way to go, Charlie.
Apparently my joke didn't land. Okay. So I'll go back to analysis.
Yes, which you're very good at.
So no, he says he regrets. No, what he regrets is that all these people dunked on him and don't listen to him anymore. But in his defense, the only thing that I thought was kind of strange about what he said on that podcast is that he's like, I care a lot about politics. I really follow politics. I don't think that he does. I think that he reads the New York Times. He believes everything he reads in the New York Times. So he actually thinks all those things that they write about Donald Trump are true. And then he goes out and he says it. And then he's surprised when he finds out that he's been lied to all this time and that he's wrong about it. And that actually he's wrong about Donald Trump. And he's even more wrong about the people who support him.
Kat, like I said, because this is becoming the media's, the hood's been blown off. We all see that they were full of shit, and they made all the Hitler stuff, and now Americans we're becoming more central to where people are like, yeah, they're just common sense and they're funny, and now all of a sudden they're trying to get over in our water because theirs is all dried up.
Well, I guess I'm just anti-cancel culture across the board. So I think it's wrong when anybody's getting canceled for supporting Trump, or I would never say if you voted for XYZ, then don't talk to me. No matter. I would never say that. Thank you. There's just like one person.
No, I'm going to leave that.
No, 1,000%.
Yeah.
So, and it's also, it's true in both directions. And him, quite honestly, I mean, his career is going better than mine is. Like, Jim Gaffigan is one of the most recognizable comics out there. So I don't know. I mean, I guess the fact that he's acknowledging it, I wouldn't want to cancel Trump's supporters reporting Trump, and I wouldn't want to cancel him for saying what he said. I think it's a positive thing when someone comes out and says this was a mistake.
I just think as a comic, the best compliment I could get after a show is when people ask me, what are you, Republican, Democrat? And I love that because that means I did my job as a comedian. And as much as Jim fell into the trap, I think the trap was also set, and it's become this divisive thing where the late night shows somehow became a left-right thing, which was never the case. That was not,
Yeah, Carson never did that.
No, and it became if you appeared on certain, even podcasts, you go on Rogan, you go on Carolla, you're considered conservative. You go on Silverman or Maron, you're liberal, and that shouldn't be the case. So comedy also somehow drew this line. And listen, I get it as a comic. You guys know where I work when I'm not working here. And the reaction to me being on Fox is, whoa, 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 you're on there? And the same thing the other way around. It's like, well, and it's like, why are we drawing lines in comedy?
Agreed.
It shouldn't be that way. Comedy should just be comedy, and you should be able to make fun of Trump, Biden, and everybody else, and it just should be universal. We laugh at everything.
Yep.
But I guess my pushback is comics on our side, we never drew the line. Gutfeld show never would say to anyone, I didn't care who you were, if you wanted to be on the show and Greg thought you were funny, you'd be on the show.
Yeah, right.
So when I see them complain, you started this game. So I'm like laying in your bed, you. I mean, honestly, I'm sorry, I am. Because you know what? My shows are sold out all over the country. But guess what? If I went to do one of their buildings, they would try to shut me down. So I don't go to their buildings. I built my own house, and I don't have to follow the rules. They made this game. So now you're mad because you picked the wrong team? Stay on your team.
But you know what? We want, I think ultimately what everybody wants is the rules go back to what they were.
That's what I want.
Yeah, I want things to go back. I don't want to sit here and have these grudges. Look, if Jim is doing a mea culpa, hey, it's my bad. You know what, Jim? Good. Say it out loud. Do like you did here, and let's get it back to where it used to be. Let's get back to where talk shows are just funny. Let's get back to where comedy clubs, you don't have to worry about what club. You know.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I said, screw it, I'll build my own. Because they wouldn't let us in. Right. And I just think it's not up to us. They got to have him have conservative comics on his show.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
so
but
Jim,
they won't do that. They're not there yet.
Lead the fight now and say, look, man, we got to go back to making comedy clubs what they were. And Jim can do that because, like Kat said, he's got that kind of leverage in the business to do it. Let's get back to where we were.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.